is going on? BTS Army, my BTS friends on YouTube, Patreon. How are we all doing today? We're going to watch another one of these kind of, well, it's an introductory video, right? Because we did like the hardships and the like coming up. So now we're going to do, this is BTS Army, Introduction to BTS Fans. And like I haven't been introduced to a few of y'all, man. Y'all show up. Y'all show up. And it's a lot of fun because this is like, I love, bear with me on this language, but I love the freaks. I love all the outliers, like the people who are just like a little bit different than the rest of the pack. You know what I mean? I love watching it. So this is a lot of fun. And y'all are so passionate that I thought it would be fitting to do an introduction to the BTS fans. So my friend Mackenzie sent this one to me as a request, and I appreciate this. If y'all want to check me out on Patreon as well, the link's in the description box. That's about it. Let's do this. Let's watch this. Hello. Play the video.
The BTS Army.
BTS Army.
BTS Army.
BTS Army.
BTS Army.
Who is the
BTS gonna win a Grammy? Huh? Did I read somewhere that they hadn't yet? Let me know.
BTS Army? Army was officially established for BTS on July 9, 2013. The meaning of a military army is implied, tying in with the name of BTS, which stands for Bangtanso년단, or Korean for Bulletproof Boy Scouts. ARMY is an acronym for Adorable Representative MC for Youth.
I did not know that. How clever. How clever. Huh. They are pretty adorable. Let's be real here.
Given to them in hopes that they will raise their voices and stand with BTS in support of the underrepresented values they often address in their work. ARMYs in its early conception and demographic spoke for the youth, walking alongside BTS to block out stereotypes, criticisms, and expectations imposed on adolescents, actively working to defend and preserve the value and ideals of today's youth. While what initially draws in new fans may be their talent and their catchy melodies, many grow into dedicated armies due to BTS's core values, missions, and social messages, which have been magnets for the diversity of the fandom. BTS is adamant on their stances against bullying, abuse, and the current socio-economic norms. They seek to empower youth and women, promoting mental health, self-love, and self-development. They have inspired many fans to better themselves and be active in fighting against social injustices. Armies.
That's super cool, man. Because the thing is, if I may, like you need like a vision statement. Like let's take like the business analogy, right? And like there is a business that backs them. They have a management group. Like it's very much gotta be. But the cool thing about that is that doesn't mean that it has to be like a corporate monster. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of good businesses out there, and some of them pop, and some of them do good, and some of them claim to do good. But like, why not? Why not use your voice, especially if it pops off like this? Why not use it for good things? It's kind of the dream, isn't it? Like when I went into my conventional work, I wanted to go there and make a change. I wanted to make a positive impact on some people's lives, and I sleep well at night thinking I did. But like, if you don't want that, then like, what are you doing? Just, you know. And you can't fake stuff like this either, especially when it gets to like this size. That's my opinion, at least. Why isn't this playing when I press the play button?
Started small, but passionate, much like BTS. However, one stereotype that incessantly follows the fandom is that of screaming hormonal teenage girls. While amazing young folks are indeed a part of ARMY, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with being a young or passionate person, statistics prove that BTS reaches far beyond its expected demographics.
Hey man,
Take a
I'm
look
30.
at this age demographic. 24% are in their 20s, 28% are in their 30s, and 25% are 40 years old and over. Here's a graph from Reuters, who compiled the web traffic for 2020 Map of the Soul tour tickets. Females ages 25 and up made up 46% of web traffic, while 31% were males. Armies hail from different...
That's actually fairly balanced. I don't look at lots of like analytics when it comes to bands and stuff, but it's actually pretty close. A lot of the time you see it's like way out to lunch on one side or the other. When you just have like the two genders to represent in the charting, right? But no, it's actually kind of interesting. You're gonna start seeing me on my sales management side now.
Countries, backgrounds, ethnicities, ages, creed, and gender. I think it is important to note that there are passionate fans in almost all disciplines and
Absolutely.
subcultures, most notably in the sports world.
Really?
I do often wonder why it's socially acceptable for boys and men to show their undying love and support for something they're fanatic about, yet girls and women are so often belittled for their enthusiasm. To help you visualize, take a look at this.
Oh, wow. Hold on. I think I missed that whole point. Hold on.
I think it is important to note that there are passionate fans in almost all disciplines and subcultures, most notably in the sports world.
Yeah, see, I missed that. I missed the beginning of that. Okay, I get
often
it.
wonder why it's socially acceptable for boys and men to show their undying love and support for something they're fanatic about, yet girls and women are so often belittled for their enthusiasm. To help you visualize, take a look at this graph from ResearchBeacon.
Nah, man, let it out. Anything you want. It's 2023. Do anything you want. That's what I say. I'm on that side of the fence. In case anyone was curious. Oh, that almost got me a little too hyped.
TS, showing similarities and differences between sport fans and boy band fans. Also, note that older fans often have more disposable income. That helps them afford the band's merchandise and concert tickets, and creates an advertising market for the products the band promotes to older consumers, including Samsung phones and Hyundai cars.
Interesting.
Their dedication, passion, and organization.
This is what we used to say. Like when I was in a cover band, we would play mostly songs from the 70s and 80s because that's the people who are out spending money and having a good time for the right. I don't want to say for the right reasons. Everyone can have a good time, but like if you're a bar manager and you're spending money on a 4 or 5 piece band production, like, you know, let's take it out of the superstar world, let's put it in like the local world, right? Like if you're willing to take that risk, you kind of have to. Oh my god, I just lost my whole train of thought.
Market for the products the band promotes to.
Yeah, so like you want to make sure that you're getting something that's going to align with your demographic and your clientele that's coming in. But then if you appeal to the masses, that's kind of the like golden ticket, isn't it? And like, you know, there's something I heard. I saw like one of these online YouTube songwriter specialists talking about how BTS has like incredibly anthemic and like contagious melodies and how important that is, and that translates to all ages. Doesn't matter how old you are. Like music is a time where we all get to feel our own feelings at the same time, and I think that's really special, you know.
Older consumers, including Samsung phones and Hyundai cars. Their dedication, passion, and organization has helped us support BTS through a myriad of paths, enabling BTS and ARMYs to achieve incredible results such as getting BTS's single Dynamite to debut at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100
Wow.
and staying in the top spot for 2 consecutive weeks. Only 44 songs in the chart's history have debuted at #1, and only 20 of those songs remained on the top for a second consecutive week. With the success of Dynamite, BTS was recognized by the Recording Academy for their music for the first time, securing them a Grammy nomination for the Best Pop Duo Group Performance, making them the first Korean pop act to ever be nominated under this category.
Interesting.
Since then, BTS has
So
achieved.
there's more to it than me just reading an article and saying, does BTS going to win the Grammy they deserve? Oh, interesting.
3 #1 debuts on the Billboard Hot 100, with the most recent one being Life Goes On. Unlike their single Dynamite, which was sung in English, Life Goes On was sung in mostly Korean. The day Dynamite dropped, it had a total of 1,700 spins on the US radio, while Life Goes On only had 6 total spins on US radio. This made
Interesting.
debuting Life Goes On at #1 even more impressive, not only because of language, but because radio airplay accounts for a large portion of the Hot 100 scores. With the
Interesting.
release of Life Goes On and the new album B, BTS topped multiple charts on its release week. Each achievement on this non-exhaustive list is remarkable in its own right.
I was gonna say
But the
that's
true
probably just the list that they put together for this, but there's probably more than that, right?
marvel of Life Goes On is this. A largely Korean language song debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100
Yeah, it did.
with virtually no radio play, no remixes, and no bundles.
I was gonna say
The
they've got to be
song's
making a point out of
stratospheric
this.
debut offers unimpeachable proof of BTS's popularity and the dedication of their fans. Together, they have subverted a Western music industry whose archaic practices are often rooted in racism and xenophobia, and redefined what a Korean pop act can achieve on the US charts. ARMY has also helped BTS set historical records
Cool.
such as the Beatles' 52-year record, Bee Gees' 42-year record, Michael Jackson's 36-year record, Celine Dion's 24-year record, Adele's 5-year record, and more. BTS has sold out multiple stadiums around the world, including 2 nights at the Wembley Stadium in London,
That's a
which
huge
holds
flex. That's a huge flex. Like one night at playing Wembley is one thing. Filling out one night at Wembley is another thing. Selling out 2 nights is like
90,000 people, and the concert sold out in just 90
Wow.
minutes, making BTS the 12th artist to ever sell out
that's
the
what I'm talking
legendary
about.
Wembley Stadium.
that is not that many
During a
artists.
time when streaming numbers have increased and traditional album sales have decreased, BTS holds the records for the best-selling physical album of the year and the only act to sell over 500,000 copies in the United States. The album
So hold on. So they sold 500,000 physical units in the United States to a majority English audience, right? I'm assuming at least. I'm from Canada. Wow, man. In a day of digital music. I don't even think I could find a CD right now. Definitely not in here. Maybe in my truck. Wow, man. Y'all are like pretty incredible. Like this is a question I would love to hear. If you don't know what to comment, like I bet y'all feel proud being able to contribute to stuff like this and make this kind of stuff happen. You know what I mean? I totally bet.
Map of the Soul 7 has sold over 4 million copies worldwide. In 2019, BTS were chosen as endorsement models for Hyundai's Palisade SUV. Hyundai estimated sales to be around 25,000, but had already received 52,000 orders weeks after its announcement, and the numbers kept growing. The demand for the Palisade skyrocketed so rapidly, Hyundai struggled to keep up with demands and was backlogged by 6 to 10 months.
Talk about
In
influence.
2020, BTS endorsed luxury massage chair brand BodyFriend. Their sales increased by 46% from the previous year. In short, ARMY sell out everything the members touch. Unsurprisingly, their purchase power goes beyond BTS merchandise. The fandom once sold out fabric softener and wine. BTS themselves are charitable and are aware of their power and influence. They have been leading by example. ARMYs never straying far from BTS's actions have also taken to show their love and support towards all 7 of the members, but also towards each other and the world around us. While they sell out stadiums
Look at
and
that.
set and break records in the music industry, they've also nurtured a strong and loving community. On Twitter, crops of accounts unusual within a music fandom have been cultivated, such as BTS Army Medical Union, an account made by pre-med medical students and health professional fans who sought to make learning about medical science fun and accessible.
I've
Accounts
never
like
heard.
BTS Army Bar Association.
I've never heard of this happening with another band. Never, ever. And I mean, like, that might not be saying much because I'm not that in the know, but like, wow.
Association, made up of Army lawyers who took on the task to educate the fandom about laws and legal systems. Army Academy, account providing free tutoring services and advice for young people who need that type of support. Borahe Entertainment, created for Army creative artists and musicians. Army Help Center, who seek to provide an open ear for those who might need it for the sake of mental health. They created resources within the fandom to help keep organized and informed.
So
There was
cool.
even a project called the Purple Ribbon Project to help protect the members from getting mobbed while traveling through airports around the world. The efforts were seen by the band, and one of the members, V, even took pictures with the purple ribbons that were used. Not only do we help each other,
What was the I got so many questions now. What was the purple ribbon thing? Did they pass it out to like help the airport like manage everything? But then like it was like representative of, like, how did that work out?
but we also try to help the world around us. One of Army's main charity fan bases, One in an Army, created in 2018, is a collective that acts as a guide in global fundraising initiatives for fans to donate directly to charities.
Look at these
To
numbers
give you
too.
an idea, here's the One in an Army's charity summary map from 2019. In 2019, more than 370 plus charity projects were created in different countries under Army. In 2020, when BTS's concert was cancelled in South Korea due to COVID-19, fans donated their concert ticket refunds to help with relief and prevention efforts. In June of 2020, moved by BTS's statement and show of support to the Black Lives Matter movement, armies all over the world who had already been donating to BLM causes band together and matched BTS's 1 million donation in just one day.
This is so moving. In
BTS
a day?
never fails to talk very highly of ARMY, and other artists have also added to the praise.
The BTS Army. They're some of the most loyal, positive, and fun fans that you could ever dream of. And I just want to say thank you to all of them. Chimmy Fallon loves you.
The Army are great.
They're the most beautiful human beings.
They're so awesome. Also, they're so poorly represented in culture as these like fangirl crazy like mimes, and they're the opposite. They're like
It's easy just to write that off when people don't understand it. You know what I mean? Absolutely it is. When I was a douchebag, absolutely it was easy. Nah, man. Nah, they just whatever. It's all hype and smoke and mirrors. But I can tell you, like, how about this? If you check your ego for a second and pay attention for a moment, it's a lot different. I think that's what I've learned growing out of my douchebag years. Douchebag tendencies maybe still, but yeah, man, that's really disappointing. I never thought about it that way. I never thought about like the discounting that would happen for just wanting to be a fan or something. Just because they're huge. Like, so what? They're huge. It took over the world. Guns N' Roses took over the world in the 80s, and that was cool, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
intelligent, they're funny, they're tasteful, they're charitable. Like, they wanted to say thank you to me for something, and they organized something like charitable in my name.
That's awesome.
And they were like, what should we do for Halsey to say thank you? Like, should we stream her song? Should we this? And they're like, nah, she doesn't care about that stuff. Let's donate to a charity in her name. And like organized this whole thing, and then like did this like charitable thing for me. And they were like, this is our way of saying thanks, Halsey. Like, thanks. And I was like,
That's
so
spectacular.
cool.
and part of me was like, why isn't everyone's fans doing this? Can you imagine if everyone's fans thanked them by organizing charity in their name?
By helping others.
What a better place this world would be.
And I think Army is just good to people. They see when it's real, and I've been so grateful that that effort to just be respectful has been taken in such a beautiful way, because I know that there have been other instances where people haven't been as respectful, which is unfortunate. And it's tough to see that, because you're like, it's not that hard. Just be conscious of who you're
Just
working
chill
with
out.
and give love to those who deserve it. But I feel very grateful that they've just opened me with welcome arms, and it's so good to me. So it's been amazing.
And on top of that, they've developed this global army, this BTS army.
Cena's talking about it
that
too.
is not just like geeked out fans. Like, BTS donated $1 million to Black Lives Matter, and the army was like, yo, if they can do it, we can do it. And they came like fans who were already coming out.
And there was no conversation about, oh, they're rich, they're millionaires anyways, they got the money, that's just penny change. They said, oh man, if they can do it, why don't we do that too? Like, how cool. That's what I want. When I got one day, we're gonna get YouTube rich together. Just you watch. We're gonna do some amazing things. I promise, man. I'm like, this is so moving.
Out of the pocket to support artists, came out of pocket more to support charity. And this isn't the first time they've done this. This BTS Army charity gives a bunch to philanthropic causes. So as an artist, as a performer, hell man, we have fun. You know, we're doing good stuff. But if we can resonate through the television to you at home, to come out of your pocket to give to a cause, like that's work, man. That's work and that's purpose and that's changing the world. You know, like that's impressive.
And maybe this is just like where I am, but I think like the value of entertainment, I think the conversation around that needs to be talked about. You know what I mean? Because like if an artist can give you such a call to action, and like to a group of people, inspire a group of people to donate $1 million, and didn't make it sound like they were like, hey guys, we're gonna put up $1 million. Why don't you all match us? It sounded like it was pretty voluntary. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is thank you, Mackenzie, for sending me this. This is very moving.
방탄팬이나 아미들이 라디오에 노래 좀 틀어달라라고 요청했을 때 오케이, 절대로 그러지 않았습니다. 라고 하는 그 무시와 핍박을 정말 셀 수 없이 당해야만 했었죠. 그런데 팬들은 절대로 거기에 지지 않았습니다. 어떤 무시와 편견이 닥치더라도 끝까지. 왜? 이들의 음악은 정말 훌륭하기 때문에 사람들을 변화시킬 수 있는 힘이 있기 때문에 널리 전파해야만 한다라는 뭔가 역사적 사명 같은 걸 가지고 있었던 거예요.
I hope that this video has given you valuable insight that armies value positivity and kindness while actively fighting against prejudice, just as BTS does. So despite constant pushback from the music industry, the media, and other fandoms often being discredited, bullied, and stereotyped, BTS and ARMY continue to lift each other up. To learn more about BTS, their personalities, and more, please refer to these websites, apps, and ARMY accounts to stay tuned. If you'd like to learn more about them through my videos, check out This is BTS, BTS's contribution to music, and BTS Hardships.
They've put together a few of these,
The Purple Hub is also still working on future projects such as a website and more informational videos. Stay tuned.
No, this just makes me want to go like build a charity or build a house somewhere or something. Oh man, that was so much fun, my friends. Oh, that was so moving. I love that. I love getting to see all the different angles of it, man. I love that people are making videos like this, so we can all get to be a part of it. I don't know, man. We weren't like directly affiliated, but we would try to support two groups. One was called Souls for Souls. It was we would donate and collect shoes from all over the world and send them to countries and places that more or less couldn't afford shoes for the we'll say large concentrations of their populations. It's really hard. It was really hard to see like how many people. That's another conversation. I don't want to go down that. But then the other one was one called To Write Love on Her Arms. And that's kind of what the inspiration of this tattoo, the heart of my arm was. And that was in support of, I think like the focus at the time at least was in mostly female depression and self-harm cases in high school and young adults and stuff. And it's kind of branched out into being very, very inclusive. But those are two brands that I was really proud to at least try to push, try to talk about when we could. So maybe we got to find something, man, because that gave me the bug. Oh boy, that gave me the bug. BTS friends, Purple Hearts. Be seeing them in the comments. See everyone again soon.